Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bonjour, bonjour à tous, bon après-midi ou bien bonsoir. Chào các bác, chào buổi sáng, buổi chiều hoặc là buổi trưa, buổi tối. Các bác có khỏe không? Good morning, Aja, Tara, Vinh Cang, since early morning, and we have Tuyết Phai, Tuấn, Bảo Ngọc, Điểm Võ or Diễm Võ, and An Nguyễn. How are you doing, everyone? I saw Tuyết Phang's message, good morning, Khai Nhiễm, and everyone, happy Friday. And it just shocked me because it's already Friday. Crazy, isn't it? Time here flies so fast, at least for me. Last week when I was in seclusion, interesting is because I was thinking the time will fly so fast, and just happened that the time was not flying, but it was not slow neither. It was just right, and I felt so appreciative. I felt so wonderful in that aspect. I haven't felt that, I don't know since when. Actually, I really don't know. But that feeling of being able to appreciate every single moment, see that the time just flows as it should flow. It doesn't mean anything, the time just flows as it does, everything, But it's how we feel it and how we put our expectations. And interesting because during my meditation, my seclusion, I have no expectation. I just went through my schedule. I went through my practice and meditate every time and take a break, do some stretch, exercise, meditate, take a break, meditate, take a break, exercise, and so on and so forth. I keep doing that. And I didn't feel like it was slow or I feel like what I'm going to do next. I always know what I was going to do next. But at the same time, I didn't feel stressed, busy, like I need to do this and all that. So it was a wonderful feeling. I just feel like, wow, that's crazy. So this morning when I see Tuyết Phang, happy Friday, then suddenly, happy Friday? What? Already Friday? That's crazy. It's already Friday, Mabel. What to do? All right. Great. You are good, Bảo Ngọc. Good to hear that. And I'm great. I'm doing great. Time is flying every single day. Yes, indeed. Time is always the same, but just a feeling from the people. Yes, exactly. All right. So today we are going to practice the crane and the tiger, the two opposites. So the crane is a transcendent side, the yin force, the light, the gentle. As a tiger is a very strong force, so it's a yang, but also the self-mastery side. I'm just going to put this slide just quickly for you to see. It doesn't have much of anything, but it's just to give you a little bit of the knowledge, the information. As you see, it really tells that the crane is an image of gentleness, flexibility, and that's why we consider yin. And the other one, the opposite, the tiger, is very strong. You have that image of very dominance and powerful. So yeah, pretty much that's about it for the image. But very interesting because that's the image. It doesn't explain much, but in terms of energy-wise, in terms of the practice, it's very interesting because one side, the crane, is very gentle. The form is very extremely gentle. As the tiger, it's of course gentle too, but at one point there is some kind of speed and power. It's not aggressive, but it has that notion of power. As a crane, it's very soft and gentle. The power is somewhere. The power itself is not represented by the image, by the form, but the power itself is the gentleness. To be powerful as a crane is a gentleness, it's a lightness. As the power of the tiger is really the straightforward, is the jump. The tiger that is like going to hunt and it will wait and wait just like a cat, and then it just jump You have that power right there. It's action, fast, quick, and it's right there. As the crane is the whole totally different energy, very opposite. But to tell you a little bit more about this is the two centers so opposite at the same time, so opposite in a way that the crane, the solar plexus here, this chakra here, right below, you have the rib cage here and the soft part. And if you touch in here, if you touch yourself in here, I don't feel comfortable. I feel like I want to vomit. That's me touching myself in here. But what if Mabel is like with her finger doing this and I'm like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna protect myself. I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna, what are you doing? What are you doing? What? And that question is very interesting. It's very natural for everyone. As soon as someone is getting into your intimacy, into your beyond your bubble, we call it bubble sphere or a bubble personal sphere. We call it the personal sphere, intimacy. With every single relationship that we have a different kind of bubble. And so if people step into the bubble, intimate, that if you consider it intimate for us, then suddenly we say, what are you doing? I didn't invite you in. You're not allowed to. So that bubble suddenly is not a bubble. It's a big, it's a ball. It's a concrete ball. It's just no. You cannot. So we say bubble is the image to say that when you practice the crane, is to how to lighten up that bubble, that personal sphere. That even if people step in, well, yes, they got into our privacy. We just want to stay gentle and gently tell them, hey, what's going on? You need anything? You need any help? Try to create in a way that we don't act out of our own, how you say that, our own aggressive self. Hey, you're not allowed to step this line. You see this line? There's the boundary right there. But yeah, we recognize they went through the boundary, but we become a little bit, we are more gentle into addressing and facing that how you say that, security zone. All right. But the other chakra here, the center energy, the throat chakra, the tiger, it's not a bubble. It has no boundary. It's very strange because this thing here is small, it's tiny. But also to say that the energy, when you practice the tiger, the key point is, remember how you have to make the straight line and you say, seeing through. But when you do that, there's a whole bunch of energy from the very back of your foot, like the whole package, the whole luggage, your whole life, and you go through all the 7 chakra. If you realize it, then you bring all of that, and you have to go through this. How you do that? Well, it's to say that if it's so tiny, well, it's impossible. It is impossible physically, materially, but this is connected to our thoughts. So that's why tiger is about clarity of thoughts. It's about the creativity, being able to look beyond. That's why the mantra is so important in this form. It's seeing through, look beyond, don't be stuck. So don't be stuck by the size of the throat chakra, look beyond, and when you bring all that energy, somehow, everything just goes through it. It's a flow. So here is a flow. As down here is about how you make this little boundary become a little bit less and less bounded wall, like a big concrete. So you see how the two is very interesting, how it moves. And in the form, when you practice, one, you need to achieve or feel that sense of stillness, of balance with the crane, as the other one is about how you feel the liberation, you feel the beyondness. You go beyond, no boundary. One is moving straight out, the other one is about how it just stay in one place but become so gentle. All right? Does that sound good for you? So I'm going to do a little bit different. Instead of thinking about putting the two together and doing within 15 minutes, because I feel like it was not very fair. From Wednesday and Monday we did two together, but you do need to know how to do them well. And so I like to spend like a little time, maybe 5-10 minutes for one, and then the other one 5-10 minutes. Combined is about 20 minutes or a little bit more. But go a little bit more into the key points of how you practice it. So when you put together and then you do it well within 15 minutes, it really makes sense for your body and also your energy system inside. All right, good. So let me shift back to this view, and I'm gonna go on to the other side. Oops, again, I forgot to speak Vietnamese and French. All right, so let's move a little bit to a little bit of a warm-up. If you haven't done, by 9 o'clock, everyone should have done their warm-up already. Reverse quay ngược lại, inversé. All right, drop your hands down. Let's do the hips. Hips. Make sure you relax. Nhớ thả lỏng cái eo. Bien détendre les hanches. Hôm nay là mình sẽ làm thế con hạt và thế con cọp. Hai cái con này là nó đối diện với nhau. Một âm là dương, âm là thế hạt, rồi dương là thế con cọp. Con cọp rất là mạnh, thành ra mình gọi dương, cái năng lượng dương. Và con hạt là nhẹ, thành ra mình gọi là năng lượng, hoặc là cái thể, hoặc là cái con âm. Thì hai cái thái cực như vậy. Nhưng mà cái trung tâm năng lượng nó cũng là rất là ngộ, tại vì hai cái nó khác nhau. Một là cái sự có cái hạn, có cái boundary. Thành ra mình làm sao mà từ cái boundary của mình nó nhẹ hơn. Thành ra những người mà không phải là trong cái personal sphere của mình á, cái khối cầu của mình á, thì mà họ vô á là mình không có giận, hoặc là mình tự nhiên làm gì đây, mình chấp nhận hơn, mình nhẹ hơn, mình có thể mời họ ok step out dùm rồi xoay ngược lại reverse, inversé. Và con lung xa của con cọp, tức là của cái cổ là ngộ lắm, nó nhỏ xíu như vậy, nhưng mà năng lượng mình phải chạy ra làm sao mà nó thẳng ra, mình nhiều năng lượng chứ không phải là một đường thẳng như là lúc mình làm thế con phượng. Con cọp là năng lượng từ cái tiềm thức xuống lên, từ xuống dưới lên nhiều lắm. Nhưng mà mình đem như vậy làm sao mà mình đem tất cả năng lượng xuyên qua được trong một cái lỗ nhỏ của cái cổ. Well, thành ra mình bởi vì cái trung tâm năng lượng cổ của mình nó liên kết với cái não, cái sự tư tưởng, thành ra cái tư tưởng nó không phải là một cái thế giới là theo cái material world, tức là cái vũ trụ vật chất, nhưng mà nó trong cái vũ trụ của cái sự suy nghĩ, thành ra nó khác. Thành ra mình phải có cái sự sáng tạo, hoặc là mình có cái sự sáng suốt, cái tư tưởng của mình nó rất là sáng, thì nó có cái sự sáng tạo, rồi tự nhiên cái năng lượng không biết tại sao mà nó có thể xuyên qua được, tất cả năng lượng xuyên qua được. Thành ra khẩu quyết rất quan trọng của con cọp là thấy suốt, cái chữ thấy suốt rất là quan trọng, không bị kẹt. Thành ra đừng có nghĩ cái này nhỏ, không có đem tất cả năng lượng chạy xuyên qua được, làm được. Làm sao? Well, you figure out. All right, shoulders. So interesting in a way that how the tiger, the energy, this center of energy, the throat center is related with our thoughts. And the thoughts is not the material world, is the thought world, the domain of the thought, and the thought has its own logic. And you see how when you close your eyes and you try to calm yourself down and just happen to think about thousands of things at the same time? How do you do that? Same, how do you bring all the energy through that throat center? Well, same. You can bring as many, as boundless as you could, and they don't get stuck, and it's so clear. So we're not in a realm of material, it's a different realm. It's the realm of the thoughts. Yo. So we just kind of doing some warm-up here. And not a complete warm-up, but I like to do this to flex my spine. Always needed to. The spine is like our very spine. You know, the spine is sung sham, the bone of life. So without a healthy spine, we don't feel good in ourselves. We don't feel that well-being in us. Luôn luôn nhớ làm sao cho cái xương sống mình nó khỏe. Mỗi ngày mình huấn luyện để cho cái xương sống được dẻo, để cho mình dễ đứng thẳng. Cái đứng thẳng nó sẽ làm cho mình thấy khỏe. Toujours travailler la colonne vertébrale. Une des importances du bien-être. Donc aujourd'hui, on va travailler sur la combinaison de la grue et du tigre. La grue qui est un mouvement est un animal très doux, gracieux. Donc on considère la force yin, alors que le tigre est très dominant, très puissant. Et donc on considère le tigre, la force yang. Les deux opposés. Mais les deux centres d'énergie de chacune, très intéressant, est assez opposé. L'un a une sorte de frontière, une bulle qui représente notre sphère personnelle ou notre sphère intime. On a tous une sphère et avec chaque relation, plus ou moins cette sphère s'agrandit ou bien diminue. Et donc, les personnes qu'on est très proches, on les laisse entrer dans notre sphère, notre bulle, alors que d'autres, on ne laisse pas entrer. Mais si quelqu'un franchit la sphère et qui sont pas censés de la franchir, eh bien, on se met dans un état un petit peu agressif. Alors que l'autre centre d'énergie, le centre de la gorge, c'est l'inverse. Il n'y a pas de frontière, mais c'est un centre d'énergie qui est tellement petit et qu'il faut qu'on travaille une autre dimension qu'on appelle la dimension des pensées, de la pensée. Et ces pensées doivent être au-delà. Il faut avoir beaucoup de créativité et d'imagination pour pouvoir ramener toutes ces énergies à travers cette toute petite entrée. Let's do one more together. Oh, wonderful. All right, so here we go. If you do the crane and you don't have much time and you have like 10 or 15 minutes, you can even do it in less, about 10 minutes maximum. Here how it goes. And then specifically, if you feel frustrated, you have that anger in you, you feel like everything is irritating you, you have all the people around, well, we have the warm-up exercise, this one here, to release all the tension. So that's one thing. So let's do this together. Các bác có cái chuyện gì mà làm cho mình tức giận á, khó khăn, khó chịu á, cái động tác này nó sẽ giúp mình giảm bớt ra. Make sure you breathe in deep, strong, one stroke, and one stroke out completely. vô thiệt là mạnh và sâu. Thở ra. In. Just one more. And then the other one, cross. Thêm lần. Chéo tay. Donc ces deux mouvements, si vous vous sentez frustré, vous vous sentez irrité, vous avez une sorte de colère en vous qui n'arrive pas à se dissiper, à s'extérioriser. Donc ces deux mouvements vous aident à relâcher. And you see how slowly I smile because I start to feel release of all those frustrations, negativities, all those things that I tend to complain about and criticize, suddenly just drop down. I see that all those things are so small, so sick, insignificant. Why do I bother? It's not even worth bothering. Let's do one more. All right, I feel so great right now. I have so many things that bother me that now I feel so great. I don't know about you guys. All right, so anyway, that was just a sideways, okay? But if in case you don't have time, even that, or you don't want to do those two, the crane will help you to release those frustration, those things that slowly, you make yourself more bounded. You make yourself so stiff from inside, and whatever you encounter people, you just want to bump back. You want to hit back with your words, with your body language, or sometimes with your silence, just to show that you just say, hey, this is my boundary here. Don't even step in. Don't even talk to me. That's how you feel. So yes, you do the full form. That's the answer. But here, how you can do it in a way that naturally, slowly, you really get into it. Because ultimately, when you do the form, you need to find a stillness. You see how I was telling you to practice in a way where arms, hands, and everything, but you still feel the balance. That's the direction where you need to work on. But ultimately, when you do this, later on, you feel a sense of stillness in you, and you're still in a motion, but you have that stillness. All right, so let's start. We do arms first. So you open up, inhale, and exhale. Làm cái thế này, khi nào các bác tức giận hay có cái chuyện gì là làm càng ngày càng cứng đầu, cứng cái người của mình. Cứng là sao? Tức là cái tánh mình nó cứng, là cũng như là tất cả người nào mà muốn nói chuyện với mình hay gì á, rồi tự nhiên mình chỉ làm sao mà mình ráng nói là làm khó khăn. Mình muốn cũng như là đánh vô lại để cho họ, cũng như là họ phải step càng xa càng tốt. Hít vô, thành ra mình làm thế con hạt. Nhưng mà mình có thể làm step by step để chi? Để từ từ mình đạt được cái sự bất động, cái sự cảm nhận bất động lúc mình làm cái thế. So, what happened here is when you raise your arm, you raise your diaphragm, and it's almost as if you're expanding your boundary. You see how this center of energy is right here? You raise the diaphragm, you raise your rib cage, and so this area is lift up, and so it gives space to your bubble right there. And by simply giving some space, suddenly you feel like you have space to breathe. The ego needs yourself. We need space. First thing, give yourself space. Sometimes you get angry and all of that, and then you just slam the door and stay in your room, or you go out there and then you just walk by yourself. All of that is just a sign that you need space. Find your space first. All right? And you see how the arms creating that bubble here, the sphere, to represent the space, but also to see that, hey, open up that space. Don't be so small. Don't concentrate. You see, this is a big sphere, right? But imagine here, this is small, but the smallness of the sphere is not just the size, but is everything about you now compact, squeeze in. So the more you squeeze in, the more it hardens. So you need to open up, make the sphere bigger, so it become lighter, and to the point that it become invincible. Bubble means you can see through. In, out. And you may not realize it, but I'm going to give you some silence here and feel how your ribcage is actually lifted up. And through that motion only, feel how actually you feel that space. And feel how suddenly you feel that lightness, gentleness, starting to taking space in you. Do you feel that? Cho nên mà cái thế này nó hay thiệt là hay. Chỉ cái thế tai thôi á, nó làm cho mình cảm nhận được cái không gian. Có khi mình giận tức á, mình cần cái chuyện thứ nhất á, là mình cần có cái sự không gian, có cái privacy của mình. Cho nên thường mình giận hay gì mình vào trong phòng mình làm cho mình slam cái cửa, hoặc là mình đi ra ngoài mình đi bộ. Nhưng mà cái đó là cái gì? Cái đó là cái ngôn ngữ là nói là mình cần cái không gian, cần cái sự là mình có cái time for ourselves, có cái thời gian cho mình. Số 1. Thành ra khi nào mình đem lên như vậy, cái khoảng cách mô của mình nó dựa lên á, thì tự động á, cái luân xa số 3 nó có cái space nó mở ra một chút. Mà các bác thấy không, cái tay của mình cũng là vẽ vòng tròn, mà cái bàn tay á nó hướng phía ngoài để nói rằng cái vòng tròn đó từ từ mình phải mở ra thêm chút, mở ra để mình đừng có nghẹt quá, đừng có nhìn nhỏ quá, mình phải mở. Khi có một cái câu là cái tâm lượng mà lớn á, là gì? Chuyện nhỏ hay chuyện lớn á, cái tâm thức mình nó mở rộng á, cỡ mở thì tất cả mọi chuyện nó nhỏ. Thành ra cái sphere này làm sao để cho mình mở ra cái người mình. There is a saying, I'm not sure I'm saying it right, but if your mind is wide and open enough, then everything seems to be small. But if your mind is so crooked and small and narrow, everything seems to be so big deal. And so you act irrationally, very easily and fast. All right, very good. Let's move on. So next is to practice balance. So here how you do this. And you step your left foot up, bước cái chân trái lên, et jambe gauche, et ensuite on lève la jambe, and then you step up like this. You do the same with your arms, and you step back. Okay, this is one form, like the flow, not the flow that we've learned, but there is another flow that hopefully I can share with you because I'm still reviewing it. Exhale. But on the Happy Heaven and Healthy Earth, we do have this movement also. Thở ra. Hít vô. Thở ra. So on this preparation of the crane, I intentionally want you to do this instead of raise the legs and kicking out immediately. And the reason is because I want you to be aware of the space by stepping up and stepping back. You have that awareness, space awareness. And with that space awareness, slowly, you find more balance actually. Okay? Mình bước lên, bước lui như vậy để cho mình có cái nhận tri của cái không gian, cái space. thì mình có cái nhận tri của cái space nó dễ giữ cân bằng hơn cuối cùng á. On avance et on recule pour agrandir notre prise de conscience de l'espace qui nous entoure et de ce fait, c'est plus facile par la suite d'avoir un équilibre total. Donc dans ce mouvement qui est très intéressant, juste le mouvement des bras, sans même les jambes, on soulève notre diaphragme et dans cette levée du diaphragme, on donne de la place dans notre plexus solaire, qui est notre ego en quelque sorte, notre bulle personnelle, intime. Et de ce fait, avec les bras, mouvement des bras, avec les paumes des mains extérieures pour se dire, essayez d'agrandir cette bulle pour ne pas être irrité trop facilement par toutes ces petites choses. Plus on agrandit, plus on se dit que toutes les choses qu'on rencontre, eh bien, qui en général nous irritent, eh bien, tout d'un coup, on se dit, bah tiens, c'est juste une petite chose insignifiante. Il n'y a pas besoin de se mettre en colère pour ces choses-là. Inspire, yo. All right, so here you feel the space, but also you feel the balance. So every time you raise your legs up, you feel that natural balance. Try to relax your legs, specifically the one you lift up, and feel that balance that you find. Your body is centered into that point of balance. Mình dựa cái chân lên á, ráng dựa cái chân thư giãn, cái chân mà dựa lên á, nó thư giãn. Cái chân kia thì nó cũng thư giãn, nhưng mà nó căng hơn chút, cái đó là đương nhiên rồi. Nhưng mà mình phải làm sao mình để cái thân của mình trong cái điểm mình gọi là cái điểm cân bằng. Khi nào cái thân mình nó align với cái điểm cân bằng á, thì mình biết giữ được cái cân bằng rất là tự nhiên, tự do. Essayez de votre mieux de vous positionner, de vous aligner dans ce point d'équilibre. Et quand vous vous alignez sur ce point d'équilibre, eh bien naturellement, on trouve notre équilibre de manière naturelle, sans s'efforcer, d'une manière que notre corps est détendu. Les bras, le corps, la jambe qui se lève, l'autre jambe est légèrement est moins détendue, mais pas crispée. Expire. Let's do one more. In. Out. And this time here, we step back. Okay, I'm going to step up a little bit just to keep myself on the frame. Otherwise, Mabel is going to run in all directions. She's been running from top to bottom and right and left and in and out. In. Gentle. The idea here is not about to sweat, but really to find that gentleness in us. First, you feel the space, and then you have to find the balance, and within that balance, eventually we feel the lightness, the gentleness within us. Thế này không phải là thế là để cho mình đổ mồ hôi các bác, các anh chị. Thế này là để cho mình tất cả mấy cái chuyện là mình thấy là mình nhận thức tự nhiên nó nhẹ lại, mình thấy mình dễ buông. Thành ra mình phải làm sao mà mình cảm nhận có cái không gian. Số 2 á là mình tìm được cái sự cân bằng. Thì hai cái gắn với nhau á, thì tự nhiên mình sẽ cảm nhận cái sự nhẹ nhàng. tout en douceur. L'idée, c'est de ressentir la douceur en nous et pas de transpirer. Ça, c'est pas un exercice pour essayer de travailler vraiment le corps. Mais plutôt de retrouver cette légèreté en soi. Donc essayez de garder cette douceur dans votre mouvement et trouver cet équilibre. À travers cet équilibre et cette douceur dans les mouvements, on retrouve cette douceur en nous. Very good. Let's do one more. So I step back before, now stepping down. All right. And then this time here, we can do the full form. Inhale. Exhale. We could eventually add more movement, but it wouldn't add any additional value to it. So the key here is really, when you do this in one spot, you're not moving forward and backward anymore, but you have that balance, and then try to keep that balance continuously with the gentle movement. And interesting is that you will feel from gentleness, there will also be a sense of stillness. As if suddenly you discover something beyond just who you are, but the true you. We call it the true nature that is beyond a boundary. Of course, feel the heaviness on your hands and fingers at all time, bring it up and down. Nhớ luôn luôn cảm nhận cái sức nặng bàn tay và ngón tay lúc mình đem lên và xuống. Toujours ressentir la lourdeur dans vos mains, vos doigts, dans la montée et la descente des bras. Làm sao mình cảm nhận được, giữ được cái sự cân bằng. Mà cái cân bằng này từ từ trong cái sự nhẹ nhàng á, thì mình cảm nhận cái sự bất động. Cái bất động này là không phải là cái luân xa số 3 nữa, nhưng mà nó beyond, nó cũng như là cái chân của mình, cái chân tâm của mình hiện ra. Remember, if you lose balance, you can kick downward, or you don't need to kick, and you still achieve the same effect. Toujours ressentir cet équilibre, et en gardant cet équilibre, même si on change de jambe, on n'a pas l'impression qu'il y a un changement. On doit retrouver l'équilibre à chaque fois, mais cet équilibre est toujours existant. Et dans cette permanence d'équilibre, tout d'un coup, on découvre quelque chose au-delà de la frontière, de la limitation de cette bulle, quelque chose de plus grand, de plus indestructible. The thing is that we change legs, and every time you have to refine your balance in each leg, but the whole point is about you always feel the balance. Even if you change legs, the balance is there continuously without any interruption. Therefore, you find that ever-present balance in you. I think I'm going way too far in terms of the practice, but it's okay. If you can find it, then that's good for you. And so depending on your time, you have 10 minutes, then you just do those movements within the 10 minutes. You have more time, you can do more. Up to you. And sometimes when you get to the floor, you wouldn't want to stop. Okay, let's do one more. Thêm lần nữa. Wonderful. Inhale. Exhale. And we move into the tiger form. You can move right into the tiger form, but because I kind of want to explain to you how to do it well, so I'm going to break down a little bit, and then you can use those movements every time you do the tiger also. So first thing first, this area here need to be loosening up, so the lower back, because we bend ourselves down like this, right, in the first movement. And actually, in fact, when we start doing this of the tiger, you see here, this is to prep this area, because ultimately the key point or the important point here is when we fold ourselves down. So this area needs to be loosed up, stretched enough. All right. So we're gonna do a little bit of uniting heaven and earth. Inhale and exhale. You see, keep your back straight, and then slowly you drop everything down and coming up. Inhale. Exhale. Mình làm thế này á, con cọp á, thì mình chuẩn bị, nếu mình cần chuẩn bị á, thì trước tiên là cái dưới lưng của mình. Tại vì con cọp mình phải gập cái người xuống cũng sâu. Thế là cái dưới lưng, cái eo mình nó phải đủ dẻo. Thế là mình chuẩn bị bằng cách là mình làm cái thế này. Hít vô, thiên địa hợp nhất. Quand on passe au tigre, et que si on se sent bien et qu'on connaît bien le mouvement, on peut faire le mouvement directement. Sinon, il y a quelques points de préparation qu'il faut se concentrer. La première, c'est le bas du dos, parce que dans ce mouvement du tigre, on doit plier le corps assez bas. Et donc du coup, on essaie de se préparer pour avoir assez de souplesse au niveau des hanches, du bassin, mais aussi de bien lâcher toutes les tensions à ce niveau-là. And exhale, down. Inhale. In. Out. Very good. Let's do one more. Thêm lần nữa. Coming up, in. Bring your two hands together and you close them down with fingers, and we move on to the next motion here. This, it's more about trying to clarify with you, fine-tuning with you the forms, than actually you should do this every time. So inhale up, straight up. Your arms is how you say that? The ears between your arms, and then you drop your hands down. Okay, you drop them down. They are relaxed. And you keep it that way here. You don't need to hold it, or you don't need to hold it here, but you need to keep it relaxed. And naturally, you see, it creates a circle, a natural circle. You don't need to stretch it out neither. So you drop it here, then slowly you bring up. As less effort as possible, and then close down and stretch. Straighten your arms, and then you drop down. Relaxed, and bring up. Close, and straighten your arms between your ears. Ears between the arms, and then drop. Up. Close and stretch. Mình buông cái tay của mình xuống mà thư giãn. Thành ra mình không cần kéo ra, mình thư giãn như vậy rồi từ từ đem lên. Ráng làm sao mình đem lên cũng không có cần căng cái gân, làm cho cái bắp thịt nó căng ra rồi bị đóng lại rồi giãn tay lên. Mà tay lên thẳng đúng ra nó cũng phải thư giãn rồi buông ra. Từ từ đem lên. Đóng lại rồi giãn tay, lỗ tay trong cánh tay của mình. Rồi buông xuống. When you stretch your arms, well, stretch your arms up, but you don't need to tense your arms. You need to keep them relaxed. Keep them relaxed as much as you can and drop. Buông xuống. And then up. And straighten up. Relâchez vos bras, vos mains détendues et naturellement elles forment un cercle. Vous voyez, on n'étire pas, on reste détendu et on lève les bras tout en douceur et fermez les mains et on étire les oreilles à l'intérieur des bras et les bras tendus mais détendus. Tendus mais c'est-à-dire droit, détendus c'est-à-dire les muscles, la chair et la peau détendus. All right, so try to have that. Try to keep it straight, but relaxed. Out, and then in, out. In, and then out, drop, bring up. In, out. In, out. So there's two things that I need you to focus, or two things that I wanted to emphasize. The first is that you need to keep your arm aligned, straight. So try to have your ears between your arms so the arms can be aligned with your body. Because when you fold your body with the tiger, the energy has to flow. And the way to flow it, the body, the back, the arms and the head has to be aligned. Even the legs, in a sense, has to be as much aligned. That's why we need to fold ourselves down as low as possible. All right? And the second emphasis is keeping the arms relaxed. Even if you straighten up, it has some kind of tension, but it's not tense. So try your best to relax so that the energy, when you do the actual form, can flow through. All right? It's two emphasis. That's why I want to do this movement with you right now. Hai cái chuyện là lý do Khai Nghiêm muốn làm cái thế này để cho nhấn mạnh hai cái phần. Nhấn mạnh số 1 là làm sao cái tay, đầu, lưng nó thẳng một đường. Thành ra khi nào mình gập người xuống lúc làm thấy con cọp thì năng lượng nó mới chạy được. Số 2 là cái cánh tay, bàn tay thẳng nhưng mà đừng có căng, cứng. Nếu không có căng cứng thì năng lượng chắc chắn là không có chạy được. Thành ra mình ráng làm sao tay thẳng lên nhưng mà giữ thư giãn. Nó có thể căng chút nhưng mà ráng thư giãn. Alright? Il y a deux points que je veux mettre l'accent dans ce mouvement que vous n'êtes pas obligé de faire dans le mouvement du tigre. Ça, c'est juste pour clarifier comment on fait ce mouvement. Première, c'est les bras alignés avec le corps et la tête. Donc, bien vérifier cet alignement pour que cette énergie, lorsqu'on le fait, du tigre, eh bien, cette énergie se circule librement en un trait. Deuxième, c'est la détente des bras. Même si on étire les bras vers le haut, eh bien, on essaie de détendre les bras. Si elles ne sont pas détendues, elles sont vraiment tendues, eh bien, cette énergie, ces énergies ne pourront pas traverser, circuler. Expire et inspire. All right, let's do one more. Thêm lần nữa. And inhale. Exhale, separate out. Okay. Next one, it's the footwork. Again, this is not about the flow of the movement. You can actually just do the form immediately. The only thing that you can do the prep is the waist, like what we did just now. I want to clarify the footwork because I never did with you actually. And here how it goes is that the way you shift yourself to one side to the other side is that when you shift yourself to the left, to my left, for example, to your right here, then how you do that? Well, a lot of you will open up. Yes, you open up your foot. But the actual thing is about the waist. You turn your waist. You see? I turn my waist about 45 degrees and my foot is lift up naturally. So I come back, see, turning 45 and then coming back, 2 feet parallel here. And then turn and coming back. Good, easy, right? That's the basic. Now let's turn to the other side. Turn and come back. You turn your waist, barely, it's only 45 degrees and maybe even less than that. Turn your waist and naturally your other foot open up. Stay on the heel. Mình xoay cái eo của mình á, chứ không phải là mình từ từ mình mở cái chân, không phải là mình mở cái chân như vậy. No, mình xoay cái eo rồi tự động nó mới mở ra, cái chân mình nó mở ra. Vous tournez vos hanches en fait. Il y a ce mouvement de torsion qui fait que on ouvre notre pied. On travaille le footwork, les étapes du pied. Donc tournez les hanches et tout doucement, naturellement, votre pied s'ouvre. All right, this is how you do. So when you do that, the other side here, you give space for another motion. So you come back and then now you turn by turning your waist. Now, I want to fold. The tiger, you need to fold like this, right? But I cannot do it. My body is not straight here. I need to change this guy here. So how you do that? Well, I cannot do anything. A lot of you will just bend yourself and you hurt your heel and your knees. So first thing first, you need to shift to the front first. You shift yourself to the front now. The weight is pretty much equal. Then you need more weight in here to give space to this guy here, to the left or the right foot. And then so you fold yourself. And as I fold, I find freedom to the other foot here, you see? My toes are so free, they want to get out. And then now what you do is that you turn in a way that it becomes stable. So usually about 45 degrees, even if you want to do parallel like this, you can do so. All right? So from parallel to 45 degrees, it all works. So from here, you step back. Now you have a whole new motion. Your waist is square with your foot, your feet. See? All right? How you go back to the center? Well, my weight is already here. So all I need to do is to turn gently here, you see? About 45 degrees only. And so this foot can find its own new position. Now shifting to the other side. So from here, you shift. So I have the shift here. Then I can bring the heel back and then come back to the center. Easy, right? Oh, too easy. Way too easy. Dễ quá phải các bác không? Quá dễ. So we will need a camera so that you can look from the upper side. We don't know how we could actually do it, Mabel, if you're up for that. So shift your weight to your left. I'm gonna do mirror or not mirror, whatever. So to your left here, and then turn your waist so your foot can open up. Now shift your weight to the front and then put a little bit more here. Now I feel good right here, and I feel like the back foot now has freedom. So because I'm not going lower, if I do lower, I can completely lift up and change. If I'm not going lower, if you do not go lower, then what you do is you bring this in and you kick this back. Now you find a good position, and you see how the waist is shifting back straight here and stepping back. All right. Now my waist here, turning, reposition my foot, shifting, and then repositioning my heel and standing up. All right. Let's do that again. Same side. I shift my weight to my right, to your left maybe. Turn, open up, shift your weight to the other side, my left, and then I bring this in and I kick this back, my heel back, and shifting my body to the back here. That's it. That's all. And you notice, if you look at the other view, that my 2 feet on 2 different lines, not the same line. If I have the same line here, I will lose balance. Different line, you see? All right? Okay, keep that view here. So I'm going to be right here, right at the middle here. So you'll see how beautiful, wonderful is this. So shifting my weight, you don't see much because you're on this side, and open up, and then I shift, and then I turn, and I change. And you see now, I'm basically one leg outside, one leg inside. A little bit too much for me, actually. So that would be the best here. Let me do that again. Coming back, shifting in, shifting, and adjusting. Back like this, the two on the same line. Now, shifting my weight, opening up, shifting weight, and then closing and kicking back and stepping back. You see now the 2 legs on 2 different lines. Coming back, shifting, and adjusting. Good? The other side. So the other side, same. Shifting the weight to the left leg, my left leg, opening up, shifting, and then kick this back. Actually, I can even kicking back only, and then that's enough, and step back. In other words, to adjust your back foot, just stay. There's no strict way of doing it. You can just feel free to do so. And so now I come back, shifting and adjusting. All right. So let me do this now in a motion where it looks more fluid. Shifting, open, shift, and step back. You see that? Coming back, shift, and step back. And shift, open, shifting, and back. Twisting, shifting, adjust, and up. Just like that. Can you do that at home? This is hard in a way that I cannot check on you. Usually, when we teach this, we have to go through each of you so that we make sure that you have a good footwork, you don't harm yourself, and at all time, you can do a movement where you don't feel you're losing balance, you will fall. Because a tiger, it does give a challenge of keeping yourself balanced within the speed, because there is some kind of speed, and so you got to be careful. Same for the turtle. You need to learn how to do well the footwork in order to flow with the form without losing balance and falling. All right? So that's how you do this. And if you do well, like I'm doing right now, you can combine with your arms, drop down, and up, and coming back, and drop down, up, you see? In, out, in, out. And I do in a way that I don't even fold my body, because there is a momentum of shifting and shifting, almost as if because of that shift, I don't even need to do so much detail like I showed you. but you need to know the detail, the structure of it. But then after, when you actually practice it, it seems like seamless. There is a natural flow of how your body, your legs, your foot moving along as you change, as you work on the footwork. You see that? So you may have to rewatch this many times, and you slow down the video. I don't know if you know, but on YouTube you can slow down the speed of the video, or you can even fast forward if you feel so bored, it's too slow, then you want to do it faster, you put twice the speed. Yes, Mabel? The steps, you mean like this? Yeah, yes, definitely you can make it bigger, because you do have to do it bigger. When you go down, well, you see, this is not big enough. When I go down here, I feel imbalance already. So I try to go here. Now I have too much weight in here. So how do I solve that? Because I start like this, and I feel like it's pretty big already. But when I go down, I feel like it's not enough. And if I go further like this, I feel it's too much for this specific movement. It's so hard to shift here. It doesn't make sense. So you do about twice your shoulder width. That's a good start for your standing up. But then when you actually do the form, then what happened here? You see my back foot? It's changing. It's sliding back. You remember about this. This is out of the box. Don't get stuck to where you have to be. The throat chakra say, hey, just don't care about that. You adjust accordingly. All right? So that's very good body language. I love it in a way that it's telling you, reminding us to not be stuck and really find that. All right? So when you go down, you can stretch it down further back, so you have that very folding motion down here. All right? Good. So the next step, the last one, is doing this motion here where we fold, and you can keep your arms relaxed. And coming back, fold, and up. Keep your arms aligned with your body and your head. So to make sure that your arms and head are aligned, the ears has to be inside your arms. And to make sure that your arms are aligned with your body, your back, you look at the mirror, or you ask someone to help you to see if you are straight. So all of you watching me, am I straight? Oh, yes, I pass. Thank you. All right, so very important is that you need to keep that straight line in order to bring those energy from the back all the way to the hands. All right, so you keep your back straight, arms aligned, and remember what? The arms have to be relaxed, straight but relaxed. All right, so drop your arms down. Here, how you can prep, you can just fold like this, just to see that you are in a good legs position. So learn how to find that leg position. Okay, so that's one way of doing it without putting so much effort yet, and then you move into the full form. Or you can do what we just did if you're willing to get yourself into sweating more, all right? And then you do the same with the other leg. So coming back up, and you can just step up, and you do the same. You see how I adjust my back foot immediately, naturally. But when you do this, be careful, don't fold, do not fold, keep it straight, and back. Mình làm cái thế này là cái thế chuẩn bị Tại vì khi nào mình làm thế này, mình làm sao mà cái người của mình nó thẳng với cái tay, đúng rồi, cái tay thẳng với cái người của mình, cái lưng của mình. Rồi á, mà nó thẳng là cái tay cũng phải thư giãn. Rồi á, cái cổ đầu nó cũng phải thẳng, thành ra nhớ lỗ tai trong cái cánh tay của mình. Cánh tay kẹp cái lỗ tai, hai cái lỗ tai. Rồi mình gập người xuống như vậy, phải càng thấp xuống càng tốt, tức là làm sao nó phải song song với mặt đất. Cái đó là một cái chính khác nữa. Thành ra mình phải giãn cái chân phía sau càng nhiều càng tốt. Nếu các bác làm không được không sao, miễn là làm sao mà cái lưng á nó thẳng rồi nó song song với mặt đất là ok. Okay, so if you cannot go that low, it's okay. You have to try to bend your body and keep your body as parallel with the ground as much as possible. It's kind of a preparation of the butterfly. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's also important. You don't want to fall up to here. You cannot. Or you fall, but you're so down. You cannot. It has to be parallel to the ground. So that's why you need to, the best is to stretch this back foot as much as you can. If you cannot, it's okay. But try your best to align yourself with the ground as much as possible. Parallel. Cái thế này á, oh no, French. Dans ce mouvement, on essaie de plier le corps et trouver cet écartement. Donc, ayez cette liberté de réajuster le pied arrière pour trouver cet équilibre dans un premier temps. Deuxièmement, et d'avoir le corps assez bas pour que ce soit parallèle avec le sol. Si vous n'y arrivez pas, si vous ne pouvez pas étirer votre jambe un peu plus, c'est pas grave, mais essayez de travailler de manière que votre corps soit aligné et soit parallèle avec le sol. Un peu plus difficile en fait. Et dans cette descente, les bras doivent être droits, alignés et détendus en même temps. Et la tête aussi doit être alignée et détendue. Okay? So once you got this, then we can do the whole form. Are you ready for this? Yes? All right. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In, out, in, out, in, out. You see how this footwork is so seamless and in, hít vô, thở ra, hít vô, thở ra, in, out, in, out. And somehow I found the perfect stretch of my legs that I don't even need to adjust, but if I do, I would do without any concern. This is good when you at work, for example, and then you feel you're stuck. You do a task, a project, but then suddenly you just don't have any ways to go through and to finish it. You feel like you cannot find the answer, that you're facing some kind of difficulties and problems. It just seems like it's impossible, unresolvable. Do the tiger and you'll see suddenly your mind can become clear and you just suddenly find an answer. You find that you can flow out through your obstacle, your challenge, or your difficulties. Có khi mình đi làm việc thì mình tự nhiên mình thấy mình kẹt, mình không có thể tìm cái đáp cái answer của một cái vấn đề. Thì cái nào kệ con làm con cọp á mà làm đúng á các bạn, thì tự nhiên mình thấy rõ lại, tự nhiên mình thấy cái solution giải quyết cái chuyện. Parfois, au bureau, on est face à un problème, on n'arrive pas à résoudre. On a beau à y penser, à chercher à toutes les différentes options. Avec le tigre, très intéressant, c'est qu'on arrive à trouver une solution qui n'était pas dans les options, qui est au-delà. Let's come back, out, and fold, embrace, let go. Totally relaxed. Let go of your tongue. Focus on the navel. Bring your breath back to gentleness. Hoàn toàn thư giãn. Thả lỏng cái lưỡi xuống. Cho hơi thở điều hòa lại nhẹ, chậm. Tập trung vào trong cái rúng. Détendez votre corps. Prenez votre souffle. Tout doucement. Posez votre attention sur le nombril. Retrouvez cette légèreté. Feel a sense of being stable. Inner peace, serenity. Cảm nhận cái sự cân bằng, cái sự tĩnh lặng, an bình nội tại. Sensation de stabilité, de paix intérieure et de sérénité. Et en même temps d'ouverture, de liberté. A sense of openness, of freedom. Cảm nhận cái sự khai mở, cái sự tự tại. Open your eyes, mắt ra. Open your palms, bàn tay, embrace, embrasser tout l'univers. Et relâchez. All right, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoy this combination between the two. Any questions? Các bác có câu hỏi gì không? Est-ce que vous avez des questions? All right. Questions? No questions. Time is always. Xin cảm ơn thi thủ. Dễ sợ. Ivy. Good morning, Khai Nghiêm. Good morning, David. I hope you're doing well down there. All right, everyone. If you don't have any questions, I wish you a wonderful weekend. I hope you will climb up Himalaya. Xin các bác một ngày vui vẻ và một cái weekend rất là vui vẻ. Je vous souhaite un très bon weekend. Excellent session, Shoba date, and you just came 2 days ago, right, Shoba? I hope you hang in there. I hope it's not too hard. You can watch some of our other videos, or you can also follow the softer version, the softer Inigo Taichi that we have. And slowly, if you ask questions, I will adjust the classes so I can, I can answer your questions in a way that I can do the forms differently so that it fit you better. Chúc các anh chị em và IB team cuối tuần an lành. Thank you, Ngọc Hồ. Minh Thôm cảm ơn Khai Nghiêm. Thank you, Khai Nghiêm. All right, it looks like, as you see, Mabel is running back and forth behind me. So she's ready for a weekend. She's packing up and she's gonna climb up her stairs. All right, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Chúc các bác một weekend rất là vui vẻ. Passez un très bon week-end. Je vous dis à lundi. I see you on Monday. Bye bye.